Welcome to the Love Conquers podcast, where I interview dope couples who will be dropping gems on areas of their relationship that you may, be struggling in. So I got a dope guest here, two dope guests here. They ready to drop some gems and help you, man. So let me introduce Ken and Chuck. Like, how y'all feeling today?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Good. So look, I always start out the podcast and asking my couples like, what makes y'all relationship dope? Because every relationship is unique in its own way, and it's just interesting to see what makes y'all a dope couple.
I think what makes us dope is that we were strictly platonic friends before we actually started dating. So when we became friends, I was actually dating somebody, and when you dating somebody, you don't have, other male friends.
Yeah.
But this was we had mutual friends. I used to dance with his sister and praise dance. We was at church. You say dance, people think stripping.
Yes.
We were at church, okay? I used to dance with his sister and his cousin, so we had mutual friends, and we became friends like through them.
Yeah.
And we were platonic friends first. So
So when you say platonic, for somebody who don't know what that word means,
that means that he was not trying to make me his girlfriend. He was not trying to pursue me. It was just friendship.
So,
even though he liked me.
So you sure Chuck, like, that was your game? Like, that's how you was like,
Nah.
talk to me. Like, how long were you guys friends before you actually made that move?
So we were friends for a few months before we made that move.
Okay.
My intentions were pure
Okay.
coming in. So I was interested in her, wanted to get with her.
Right.
But when I found out that she had a guy, I kind of like, all right, well, she's still a very dope person, so I still want to actually get to know her. And so literally when we got cool, it was literally just being friends. I was not on that at all. And when her and her boyfriend actually broke up,
Yeah.
I was actually there for her, and
So you was in there.
no, so like I was.
How you gonna leave me hanging?
No, so like I was actually trying to
Yeah.
get them back together because like my thing is like like I said I really care for her as a friend, so I wanted to make sure that she was good. I put my my like for her to the side at that
Your
moment to
feelings
make
on
sure
it.
to make sure that she was good.
So I gotta ask you a question, because I don't know. Do you think most men operate out of that space of like patience like that,
Nah.
self control?
Nah.
What made you with her
Mhm.
specifically, like just like wait till she was free, and single?
Well, like one thing that's I always felt that was real special about her is like I really feel Kia was always authentically herself, and so I was just immediately just drawn to her. Period.
Got it.
So like I always care about her feelings and just want to make sure that she was good. So if her and her boyfriend at the time was would have got back together and stuff like that, I still would have just
been there for her.
I've been there for her no matter what. And then I remember when she told me that that they weren't gonna get back together, then I was like, all right, well, go ahead and I'm gonna shoot my shot because I really do care for her. And she told me at that time that she wasn't looking to date, and I told her, well, I'll still be here waiting for you.
Shorty
So,
said he was gonna wait for me. I was like, what?
That's different. So let me ask you this
I was
then.
like, I don't want to date. I need to heal. He was like, I'll wait. I was like,
So,
okay.
so let me ask you this: how long y'all been together?
10 years.
10 years total.
10 years total.
5 years married, 10 years.
So do you think that him like waiting to like actually make you his girlfriend and then fiance then wife like contributed to the longevity? Like, cause like you said, most people don't come in like
Yeah.
friendship. Most people come in like, yeah, I
It
need her.
spoke to the person that he was.
Mm.
I feel like just because he was not. You have men that are persistent, that are consistent, that are gonna keep coming and coming and coming, no matter what. No matter like today, everybody's in DMs or whatever.
Yeah.
So you'll have people that see your message, you don't respond. They keep messaging, message, no respond. Okay, whatever. He was just like, yeah, well, I'll wait. And it was, I don't know, it hit different. I was just like,
Was that the first time a guy ever said they'll wait? Like
I never,
authentically like
well,
that?
We were only 19. So
Oh,
like that
yeah.
like when it comes to like date, like even
Yeah.
like my friends now, we talking about dating. I'm like, man, I can't even help you, like, because we got married when we were 23.
Oh wow.
I
So
was 24. You was 23.
well, I was 23. So we adulthood, then we grew up together. So, yeah. I didn't have opportunity for that. But when it did happen, I was like, this is very nice. Somebody said there's no way.
That's dope. They already dropping gems. Look, but so I would say like come in as friends first, or do you think it just worked for y'all? It just like worked for y'all relationship, like
It worked for us.
It worked for us.
But I think it could work for anybody.
Yeah.
What do you think by you coming in like as a genuine friend, like allowed for y'all relationship? How do you think that allowed y'all relationship to grow? Like what do you think manifested from y'all being friends?
I think that helped us see each other as separate people versus just my girlfriend, just my boyfriend.
Mm.
Like we got to see each other be
Break that down.
each other. Your friend is your friend
Yeah.
for certain reasons.
Right.
Like y'all are not the same. Y'all are different. I think having that platonic friendship really did gear us up for marriage in the long run, or just because like at the end of the day we know we're friends.
Versus if y'all would have started out
We're lovers.
as lovers,
Yeah.
now you gotta figure out each other to even become friends.
Yeah.
Like most people become lovers before they become friends.
Yeah.
And then I think the fact too that we were friends is that there was kind of no like expectations when it comes to like dating. So, you know, I got to learn her authentically for herself and vice versa. So at that point, I could have just been like, oh yeah, she not it for me. You know, I just
Yeah.
want to keep her as friends. But by learning her as a friend first, I actually was able to learn who she really is, and that, to me, that really let me know like, yeah, this is the person who I really want to be with.
Man, I'm learning something. Look, so I hope my guests learning something too. You know, the people that's watching this, you know, on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever platform they're watching it on. There's somebody out there that's right now like, man, we like each other, right? But we friends, and we don't know how to take that to the next level, or will it even ruin our friendship? Like, it's somebody out here who's like confused in that space. What would you tell that person who like, we friends, we want to take it to the next level, but we scared of what would happen to our friendship?
I would say communication. I feel like that's one of our strongest attributes of our marriage right now. And our relationship overall is just being able to communicate and just talk.
Keep your friendship a priority.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because you guys start the date don't mean that you're not friendly.
Okay, you going somewhere though, but elaborate. How do you keep y'all friendship a priority? Like, get the people something tangible. Cause like I said, they
so bogus.
But give it to us.
It's not gonna sound bogus. It's gonna sound unconventional. You know, everybody say, "Oh, you need to date. Make sure you get married. Make sure you continue to date your spouse. Make sure you're still friends with your spouse. Make sure you like them."
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we do more regular. We go to Walmart. That's fun.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
You want to learn me Target real quick? That is a love language.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. And that's some of the stuff that we did when we were dating too.
Yeah, we just
You know, just get up and go. Just all right.
We bored. Let's go
Yeah.
walk around the mall real quick.
Yeah.
That's deep though.
You
Like,
know?
I was just in a conversation earlier, and like somebody had told me like somebody going out, the other person just sitting in the house watching TV, but y'all make it like a priority to kind of like spend time. That's a form of spending time together.
Yeah.
Yes, spending regular time
Yeah.
together.
Mm.
Not I gotta get dressed up. Don't get me wrong. A date is take me on a date.
Yeah.
Okay. Do nice things to me, be romantic, all that stuff. Bring me some flowers.
Yeah.
Okay, bring me some tacos. That's what it
I
is.
have never okay. We got a segment during the podcast where I say gym alert, gym alert. I have never heard that. You say, all right, the dating is cool,
Yeah.
but what's your regular time?
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
like, cause the dating is every now and then, right? It may be even if it's often, once a week. That's often, right? Like,
Yeah.
but you saying, what about the 6
The-
days? What
the
about
little
the?
stuff.
How did that look like? What do that look like?
And we sit down and have a conversation.
Mm.
Do we have a show that we like to watch together? You know?
And y'all know these things.
Yeah, it's just like for me, one of my love languages is quality time.
Okay.
So to me, that really helps our relationship because we do spend time with each other.
Is that your love? What's your love language?
My love language is words of affirmation.
Okay. I should have asked Chuck.
And what is,
I shoulda-
acts of
Service.
How
acts
you
of
woulda
service.
known.
Right. Words of affirmation, acts of service. Do something without me telling you to do it.
Yeah. That's
Top
it.
tier.
So, how did y'all learn about the love language? Did you read the book or like
Marriage counseling.
y'all went to marriage?
Yeah.
That's dope. A lot of people don't even. a lot of married people don't even know about marriage counseling or even believe in it.
That was a requirement.
Yeah.
So you did it before you got married?
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
dope.
we did premarital counseling through our church,
Okay.
which is the premarital class is open to the public.
Yeah.
And they do it for like engaged couples. You can be seriously dating, and so.
So what made, like you said it was, so I'm gonna ask you a twofold question, right? Because you said like it was a requirement,
Mhm.
right? Did you feel like it was a requirement?
Nah, I didn't.
It was a requirement.
Well, I'm talking about for me.
Oh.
Going into it, I didn't feel like it was a
Okay.
requirement.
So how did you guys get on the same page? What led you to?
Communicating, just talking about it. I think we had like several conversations about it, just to, because I'm not gonna say I was against it, but I wasn't favorable towards it either.
Right. It was like, okay.
It was just like whatever. I feel that we good, but I can't say going towards marriage counseling really did help, because I mean it opened our eyes to different things. For me, it really opened my eyes to knowing that I do somewhat know her and
Yeah.
know how she operates and stuff like that. Like one of the biggest things I took from marriage counseling was just like.
Why?
Anything.
Or no way.
Oh no, they were just asking like about like secrets and stuff like that. And for me, like I felt that we never held any secrets, and like, we always talked to each other about everything.
I got a question for that.
Everything.
I got a question for that, Chuck.
Mhm.
Do you think, because like I said, if somebody watching this podcast
Mhm.
and they like, man, y'all already dropping a lot of knowledge, right?
Mhm.
Y'all biggest thing to me, and I'm learning from this, and I gotta like do this with my wife. Like, I'm thinking about date night, but what about the regular date? But
Mhm.
that it seems like that came from the friendship.
Mhm.
So I really want to hone in on that.
Mhm.
Do you think if y'all wasn't friends, genuine friends, that you would have considered actually going to the marriage counseling, or you think that helped?
No, that definitely helped.
Yeah.
That definitely helped.
Okay.
That definitely helped. I really feel it helped because, like I said, getting the opportunity to know her and
Yeah.
learn her more, I felt marriage counseling would help me to be able to learn her as a wife, as a spouse,
Got it.
and pretty much just to get some tools to pretty much help our marriage.
What was the?
Uh,
No, I'm listening. I'm
no,
sorry.
so for me, I really feel like the church that we go to now is just like they're really pro marriage, and really going to the marriage counseling, you can really tell that they were really pro marriage. So like for me, I really felt that they gave us a lot of tools to really help us to continue to be married.
I think the number was 2 things from marriage counseling. No, 3 things from marriage counseling that I feel like really geared us up, made us like equipped for marriage. First thing was like learning the purpose of marriage, why we decide to get married as believers, not just
Yeah.
why we decide to get married. That was number 1. I think the second thing was making, when you guys decide that you're gonna get married, you're gonna make up in our minds that this is it. Like we're not getting a divorce. Divorce is not an option.
Right, you're gonna work it
That
out.
was pretty much like drilled. Like,
Yeah.
divorce is not
Work it out.
No, divorce unless he is going upside your head,
Yeah.
which he does not. Divorce is not an option. And I think the third major thing from marriage counseling that really helped too was figuring out who's gonna do what, how you were gonna do certain things. We always talk about a lot of stuff. We talk about a lot of things, but
Stay right there though. I'm struggling
What?
with this in my relationship. Like you taking me somewhere. What are y'all? How do you decide who does what, and like what does that look like? Is like is it like a more of a traditional man woman thing, or like how do you break that up?
who has time to do these things?
Fairness. Oh, okay.
It's all who can do it better sometimes.
No pride.
Who has time? Like right now I'm in school, and school takes up a lot of my time just
Yeah.
for studying. We have 2 children. I don't go to work every day of the week.
Got it.
He does, except for like the weekend. So I go to school though. But in the morning, I get the kids ready for daycare in the morning. I get them dressed.
Because he's going to work.
He's already gone.
Right.
In the evening time, he's putting them in the tub.
Right.
He's making dinner because now it's time for me to study. So most nights, Trey is actually doing dinner and getting the kids ready for bed and putting them down.
Is that
Not
part of
me.
that? Is that part of that friendship? That understanding, of patience.
I wouldn't say that.
No?
I would just say that that's just a part of being a team. Like, we're a team. We have to work together. And sometimes it's going to... And I feel like, you know this.
Yeah, talk to me.
Like, things are going to change.
Yeah.
Y'all going to do different... what's the things called?
Oh, no. You got to look in the
Different,
camera when you say that. Say that again. You said what? Things are going to change?
Things are going to change.
Because people don't... They think, like, once you get married, right?
No, things change.
Look, once you get married, it just...
No, things are going to change.
Ups and downs? Like, ups and downs?
Ups and downs.
All around?
All around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things are
Yeah.
going to change.
I'll say since we've been married for 5 years, we've had like several changes within the 5 years. Like as soon as we got married, we found out that we were pregnant with our son. Boom, going into
Like 2
parenthood.
months after.
Listen. I can go so many ways. Like, y'all, slow down. Like, y'all, slow. Listen, because I want the... Okay, I got to look into the camera. They dropping so many gems. They talking about friendship. They talking about marriage counseling. They talking about life changes in their life and how they adapt to it. They just talking about so many things. So let's make this make sense for the audience because, like I said, it's couples out here who watching this like, man, should I go to marriage counseling? Did I make the mistake by hitting you before we became friends? Like it's so much, right? But like I just want to first take a moment to commend. I should have did it earlier. I apologize. 10 years from 19 to
29.
First of all, that's already, huge in itself because a lot of people don't even make it to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They say it's a stat out there. I don't know how true it is, but they say 10 years, by the 10-year mark, people break up.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't even get to that number. So by the fact that y'all in the game 10 years, I salute y'all.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm like I said, learning from y'all. I hope the podcast people are learning from. The viewers are learning from y'all. But like I said, y'all went so many ways. I can take this conversation so many ways. So I take it back, and we're gonna touch on like kind of a little bit of everything you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marriage counseling, friendships, understanding like time and space of like spending time with each other, like quality, not like going out time, but like just genuine time. We're going to the store and we like each other going to the store. That matters. So we're going to touch on a little bit, but I got a question for both of y'all. This is a question. Whoever want to go first. What's the best thing you like about your girl or your guy friendship? They thinking.
The best thing?
Like like you say, man, our friendship is dope because he does this, or I like this about him, or what makes y'all friendship like?
I feel like the one thing I cherish the most about our friendship is that he knows me. He knows that I'm stubborn. He knows I'm only child. Like he knows how I move.
Okay.
And even let's say like if we have like a disagreement or something, we've had disagreements. We have disagreements, and he's always the one who reconciles. He's the one who comes to me, even if I'm wrong, which I be wrong sometimes.
All the time.
I be wrong sometimes. He comes and he apologizes, or he'll
For you being wrong.
even if I'm wrong.
Okay, hold on, Chuck. We gotta talk. We gotta elaborate.
Well, wait.
I have a struggle with it like that.
But
so
listen.
But it's somebody else who's struggling in that too. So y'all gotta break
But
that
listen,
down to me.
and
Come on
so
with it.
I struggled for a long time with saying sorry. Like I did not want to say sorry. Even though I'm right, why am I saying sorry if I'm right? Why am I saying sorry if I'm right? Why am I saying sorry if I didn't mean it that way? But him even just coming to me time after time, just being like, you know what, I'm sorry. We shouldn't have left it like that. Yada, yada, yada. Like, leading in that area of reconciliation has made me now like, okay, I'm sorry. Let me check myself a little bit. You know what I mean? There's other ways to lead, I think, as a man in marriage than just leading your family with finances and stuff. That's what people think. Like, it's just, I'm the man, I make the final decision.
Hold on.
He say sorry.
Hold on, Chuck. Before we go, hold on. I'm coming to you. But I really want the viewers to catch what she just said. That just hit me a certain type of way. I gotta commend you on that because what that was, what I heard. Can I tell you what I heard, Kia?
What?
I heard growth. Like he was able to, and y'all can coach me through this if I get this wrong. But this is what I heard. He was able to literally teach and coach in a way without saying, hey, this is what you should do or this is how you should do it. he was able to just help you get to that point of understanding by just being sorry. Look,
Yes and no.
talk to me. Give it to me. I want to make sure the viewers catch that because
Yes.
it's something that I caught about that.
Yes, because it was a pattern. He always said
It's
something.
consistent. Okay.
Consistently, he's coming to me.
Okay.
Even when I know sometimes, like, and ladies don't like to admit this, but we be wrong sometimes.
But do you think that worked for you, or do you
What do you
think that
mean?
like him like
Oh,
even
baby, I
back?
loved it. Please come and say sorry to me, even though I know I'm right.
Do you think
I
that?
loved it.
Do you think that'll work for the average? For not because everybody's not you,
Mhm.
right? Do you think that'll work for 100
Yes.
more females?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Apologize.
I think it worked for everybody.
It worked for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay.
But no, wait.
Keep going.
This is why I say yes and no.
Talk to me.
Yes, because he was consistent. No, because we also have those talks with each other about like I don't know how often we have them, but we have them often enough, at least a couple times out the year, about like our dislikes and likes.
Yeah. So I was so this is one of the things I really feel that's really great about our marriage.
What's your favorite part?
Yeah, this is probably my favorite part. So, because it gives me the time to express how I feel
Okay.
about the progress in our marriage, the growth in our marriage.
And what is
And
it?
so every anniversary, we literally come together, we go out to dinner, and we talk about the things that we do and we don't like about our marriage,
Mhm.
and we communicate and talk about how we can do better. And so for me,
What areas of
or
growth?
areas of growth. And for me, I think it was either this year. I think it was this year when or for our 5th year, I was telling her that
Mhm.
I could see the growth in her by apologizing.
Wait, so y'all sit down without no arguing?
yeah,
Y'all sit down and talk about the dislikes without no anger or frustration?
yeah.
It can be hard. It's a hard
It's a hard conversation.
But that's a gem alert. They literally sit down and talk. How many times you guys sit down literally and talk about your relationship and how it's working and how it's not working?
But
Like
it's
that's deep.
It's a what am I trying to say? Like, it's a way to go about it though. You cannot say, hey,
Talk to 'em.
I don't like that you drop your laundry all over the house
Okay.
without bringing your solution.
So how do you do it?
So let's say my issue. Give me an issue.
Yeah, the issue is I'm like, look, I'm tired of washing dishes.
Okay.
Can you wash them dishes?
Listen, Trey.
Mhm.
I wash dishes all the time, and you don't wash. To me, you don't wash the dishes enough.
Mhm.
Can you help me out with washing dishes more? Maybe we should come up with a schedule. If I cook, you wash your dishes, or on Mondays and Fridays you wash your dishes, or you load the dishwasher. Like we have you
options,
have to
giving the
have
person
a
options.
solution, because I don't want him to feel like I'm your mama. You need to wash your dishes.
Yeah, because when you don't come with a solution, it's just like the person is just coming for you. That's one thing I always, what I learned from conflict resolution is anytime you have a problem, you should bring a solution as well. Because if you just come with a problem with no solution, it gives an opportunity to have more tension.
That's
Because
deep.
more likely the problem that you're having, there's already tension in between it. But if you just come and say, hey, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, but with nothing to say, hey, how can we resolve it?
So
just add more to it.
so get the people this, Chuck, because
Mhm.
somebody at home like, yo, babe, you heard that? We need to
Mhm.
sit down and talk about our issues, what we good at. I mean, where our marriage is good at, and where it might need some improvement. I know you said you're doing on the anniversary. I know you
Mhm.
said you go out. Is there any other format to that? Like, do you have like a list of 10 and 10, or is it just you just kind of let the conversation flow? Like, where's the cutoff? Because I can see somebody like, I've been waiting to get to this anniversary and unload in a whole. Like, how does that look?
We have it like at least twice.
Yeah,
At
so-
least twice a year if
Okay.
necessary.
So I think the biggest thing is that I don't come to the table with everything. I don't come to the table saying this is about to be my opportunity to vent and let everything out. For me, I focus on what do I need.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I need. This is in order to continue to be happy in this. This is what we have to change. So if it is something like the dishes or something like that, where she's washing dishes every day, she bringing that solution to me saying, hey, I can't wash dishes every day because I got schoolwork. And if I'm sitting here washing dishes every day, it's taking me away from my schoolwork. Bring it to me in a way and say, okay, now I understand where you're coming from. Then she's presenting a solution and say, hey, we can come up with a schedule, we can do this, we can do that. All right. So now I don't feel like she's coming at me just nitpicking and nagging and stuff like that, where she's actually coming to me with a concern.
I'm coming right back to you, kid, but I've been waiting on the question. What was the strategy behind saying sorry all the time? Because, like I said, as men, first of all, let's be authentic. As men, we don't really do that, right? Like, you know what? I want to speak for men in general because I'm a man, but I don't feel like we come out and say sorry, especially when we know we in the right. What was the thought process, the strategy behind that? Like, where did you get that from to just say, I'm sorry for whatever, and let's work on that?
So my mom, for me, made it okay to say sorry. My mom gave me that example. So when I was a kid, I probably was like 8 or 9 years old. I was across the street with one of my friends growing up. And we was across the street playing video games. So he had to leave to go get his haircut. And so I was like, well, I don't want to leave because I want to keep playing the game that you playing. And he was like, well, I'll be back only like 30 minutes. So, just stay here. I'll come back. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm sitting there playing the game. And my sister comes across the street and was just like, hey, it's time to go. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So I start walking across the street. My sister already got back to the house. As soon as I come in the house, my mom's like, why are you still over there? And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, why are you still over there? Like, you should have came home when he left. Well, no, she said that you should have went with him. And I'm like, well, why would I go with him? I didn't know that if you would think that it was okay. And so she was like, no, you should have went, or you should have just came home. Like, going out on me. And I'm like, bro, I didn't do nothing wrong. Bro.
How old were you at that time?
I was like 8 or 9.
Okay.
And so I was sitting in my room, just sitting there contemplating the whole thing that went down. Like, what should I have done? Should I have left? Should I have stayed?
Especially as an 8-year-old, you like all over, right?
When my mom came back from the store, she was like, I want to just say that I'm sorry. She was like, I thought about what you said. She said, I would have been more upset if you would have left. So she was like, I just want to say I'm sorry. From that moment, it let me know it's okay to say I'm sorry.
Because she didn't have to tell you
She
that.
She didn't have to tell me that. So that left a lasting impression on me. I always look at it, she might be right. I might be right. Don't matter. I'm sorry.
And that 8 years old, 21 years later, that actually helping you with your marriage. That's deep. Like, that's super deep, bro. Like, cause I'm just envisioning how many 8-year-olds are really capturing a moment and then taking it to the point where they actually using it with their marriage. You know what I mean?
I think that just hearing you talking about it again that time, that it's not like I'm saying sorry for not saying that you can't say sorry for your words and stuff. It's more so like, let's say for instance, like I'm right in the situation, or I'm wrong in the situation, but you still come and say sorry to me. It's more so like, I'm sorry that we're having this big disagreement in this way.
Got it.
That's not, conducive to us coming together. I think that's more so what you're doing. Like, I'm sorry that this event is occurring versus
Got it.
So that now, because typically, a lot of the time, like, especially if things like start to blow up, we start to raise our voice or something, and it don't need to go that way, and then we end it, and then you come back and you say, I'm sorry. We typically go back and rehash we revisit the conversation, but we do it in another way to where it's actually a conversation.
Because that just cleared, that just cleared the space.
We got to clear
to
that
be
up.
like open now. Wow, that's powerful. So I would say it's okay to say sorry, right? Like they said, I'm just gonna use it for my relationship. I hope you use it for yours. Like it's okay to say sorry because the best thing that's coming after the sorry is resolutions, solutions.
You be a little humble.
Yeah.
You say sorry. Be a little humble.
Something about it.
And then you have that space. It kind of helps you remember. Like I don't know what year was this. I want to say maybe like it's our first year of marriage. Everybody say your first year of marriage is gonna be rough. We were just arguing. I was just like, good God, you get on my nerves.
Yeah.
Like we arguing.
All that friendship stuff went out the window.
No, it was
a little bit.
A little
Yeah.
bit, but I was just like, man, do I like him? Man, I love him, but
Okay.
we arguing this.
What held y'all on then?
Because and then when we started, every argument we had, we came back. You gotta come back. And
So let me ask you this, like, super authentic question. I'm gonna give you a compliment. I hope this is a compliment. As a strong black woman, what? Some people get so prideful Or they, as soon as something happens, what allows you to even come back to embrace the conversation? Is is that something that was embedded in you by your mom?
No.
Like where did you get that from to even like, how many, men to come back and say, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it. But like, what allows you to stay in the moment?
Like,
Because you helping somebody right now.
first thing, I think a real, and I think we learned this from, I don't know, did we go on a retreat, one of the Married Life retreats, or we learned it somewhere. Pretty sure it was somewhere else. And it was just like, we are a team. We are teammates. And we're not mad at each other. We're mad at the situation.
I think that was
The Married Life retreat, man.
Listen,
Shout out to Pastors Reggie and London for the Married Life retreat. They have, my pastors have their own like marriage ministry.
Yeah.
It is essential.
and this is the same church that you've been at, where you met at?
No, we didn't meet there. We met at his home church.
Okay, and you still go to that church?
No,
You transition?
Yes, it's cute.
That's powerful. But keep going with your point. You said
We're
the
the same. We're on the same team.
Yeah.
We're mad at the situation. So like for me, I didn't see. I raised by my mom, just me and my mom. So I didn't really see the marriage being played out. So already, I may have like an unrealistic idea of marriage in my head, But one thing that keeps us coming back, like I said, he always says sorry. And sometimes, even me, I always said I was prideful, didn't want to say sorry, felt like I was right all the time, which a lot of times I was. But seeing him as my husband, like humbling himself to come and say sorry to me,
That's powerful.
that made me humble myself. Like, I'll accept your apology. Let's work it out.
I gotta talk to the people on that one. So, it's okay to humble yourself, right? It's okay to say sorry. It's okay to build a relationship from friendship. It's okay. It's no right or wrong way to this thing, but it is okay to, bring yourself to humbleness. Let me ask you a question. Did you, because you told me, you just said your mom was separated, right? Did you?
Yeah, no, I know.
So you didn't come
Just
in
me
like
and my mom.
okay, and did you come in like a 2-parent household?
I did.
So you actually saw marriage?
Mhm.
Okay, are they still together? Awesome. So like,
They actually just celebrated 35th year anniversary.
how does that help like with your marriage? Did that viewpoint of marriage like give you like a lot of the good stuff you got inside you for this marriage? Do you think so?
Yeah, my parents showed me that it doesn't take perfect marriage to make it. It just takes two people who are willing to stick through it and to actually be committed to their vows and committed to what they stood before.
They
God.
actually taught you that?
Yeah.
That's deep.
And it wasn't necessarily verbatim, but just through it, because just like any typical marriage or whatever like that. My parents argued.
Yeah.
I've seen my parents love each other, and I've seen them go at each other.
Yeah.
But that's with any marriage. But one thing I've always seen is them reconcile. Is them always come back to each other. I've never seen them in person come to each other and say I'm sorry or anything like that. But to know that one day that they'll have a disagreement, then the next day they come back together, it
Something
shows
happened,
that something
yeah.
in between there happened, that there was some form of reconciliation.
And so everybody, and I'm glad both of y'all have different experience, because I want to hit on this, because there's a couple out there who like, well, I don't understand you because your background is different from mine. You had a 2-parent household. I had a 1-parent household, and they're allowing their background to actually stop them from becoming teammates. How is that not affecting you, Kia? Like, because he came from a 2-parent and you came from a single mother. Like, how are you, pushing through that to become a team? Is it because I got a lot of different opinions, but because
How did we become wait, say it
so
again?
yeah, so like it's somebody like I said who they come from 2 different backgrounds, and they're allowing their past to
okay.
affect where they're at now. And I've been hearing, your church life. I've been hearing, couples retreat. So I'm thinking like, is it because like the growth and development you put into your relationship, or is it something else that?
I think it's that. I definitely think it's that. Like, people say, marriage is work.
Yeah.
And then it sounds like, what you mean? But it is.
Work.
It is. Like, no doubt about it. It can be very much so easy work if both of y'all want to do the work.
Easy work.
Yeah, like easy work.
You got to coin that. That's nice. Easy work.
You
What's
used to be in Like if you're in homeroom, or you're in preschool,
Yeah.
coloring, that's easy work.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? If you got the crayons
You
and the
still
paper.
you still got to do it.
Yeah, if
But
you
it
got
can
the
be
tool,
done,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you got the tools to do the work, it's easy work. I got
Gotcha.
crayons and paper, but it's not easy work if I gotta go find the crayons. I gotta find the the paper. But like one thing that we've learned, again, like from our pastor's marriage ministry, is that like you need to know each other's historical background.
Hmm.
Like in marriage counseling and pre-marriage counseling, we talked about that. Like we talked about our past. We talked about things that may have hurt us. We talked about traumas, all that stuff. Like we talked about it as friends first, before the premarital counseling, but like talking through those things, like him telling me certain things that he's not told anybody else, makes me understand. Oh, that's why he do that.
Yeah.
That's why he moved that way, and vice versa. So that when we come and we have those issues, it's like, wait a minute, I gotta see. You have to be able to see things through your partner's lens, or you not like. If I'm only seeing it one way, it's not helping us.
That's what I mentioned earlier about like secrets and stuff like that. Because there's things that people hold deep down inside that they don't tell their spouse, and they just allow that thing to fester within them. But your spouse is supposed to be the outlet that you're supposed to be able to share everything with. So, like for example,
Yeah, stay right there.
Mhm.
I gotta ask you this because it messed me up. I was told, and I feel like it hindered my relationship a little bit.
Mhm.
Like in the beginning, that as a man, you keep some stuff to the side, away from your wife. Don't even tell her everything you got going on.
Mhm.
Like you got a little bag over here, just to. You don't operate in that space, right?
no, because the thing about it for me is, if you hold those little things down, you know what stop you from holding the big things down. You know, so for me, it's just like I'd rather just be open and honest with her, you know, and hope that she's open and honest with me, you know, about everything. So for me, when we went into marriage counseling, to know that, you know, all of the things that, you know, that most people would probably hold in and not communicate, we talked about those things already. So for me going in, it's just like, yeah, I know that this is right because we talked about all of these things already.
Man, that's a lot. Like, I know we're around the same age, but I mean, y'all seem so mature because the average person, like y'all got married at 23,
I was 24.
24.
Okay.
Y'all met
We
at
just made 24.
y'all met at 18, 19.
19. Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many people okay, a lot of people might not like me when I say this. A lot of people feel like they grown at 18.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's levels to this, right?
Mhm.
Like, it's levels to being grown.
Mhm.
Like, because when you 18 and you 30 and you 40, it's just different.
Yeah.
Like,
Different levels of growth.
it's just different levels of grownness. But, like, at 19 to 23, y'all was grown.
Yeah.
Like, y'all were, mature, like, to be open to marriage counseling,
Mhm.
to be open to marriage. Like, to be open to, when did you guys move in together? Was it after you got married or before?
So we actually were planning on moving in together before we got married.
Okay.
And so it was January 2016, and we were gonna move in together. And so I was like, me personally, I just didn't feel comfortable moving in without no type of commitment. And that's because she set the expectation for that. Like she told me that, if we're not married, I'm moving out.
Yeah, he had 1 year.
Within the
To
in a
propose.
year. So for me, it was just like, I didn't want to go in moving with each other, at least without me proposing. And so after I proposed to her, we decided to get married 3 months right afterwards.
What gave you that, Kia? What gave you that, like, because everybody operate different, right? Like, what gave you that? Because me and my wife, we didn't do that, right?
Mhm.
Like, we moved in before we got married,
Mhm.
and everything, fortunately for us, worked out, but some people don't. Like, what made you say we gotta be 100% committed before we move in together? Like, what was that feeling?
Well, when we before we actually moved in, I didn't know that he was going to propose. I didn't know he was going to propose, and we were planning on moving in together and everything, and I don't know. I told him, like, 1 year. You got 1 year and that's it. Like, you're not, I know it's going to sound weird. I'm sorry. Like, you're not about to waste my time. You're not about to waste my time. Like, I love you.
You were serious early though, huh?
Yeah, you're not about to waste my time.
Hmm.
Like, I'll say this too. I knew he wasn't going to waste my time. Because we have been talking about these things. We're talking about marriage.
Yeah.
Like, we've been dating.
But what
for these
made you
couple
be
years.
so serious so early in your life?
I just,
Like, cause listen, you were between the age of 21 and 23 at that time. Like, what
well,
made
when
you say?
meet- well,
Talk to me. Cause listen, I know where you about to go.
when
Go
you
ahead, go
meet
there.
Somebody,
Yeah.
well, for me, I'm not a person. I don't want to waste my time.
Okay.
That's me with every and anything. I don't want to waste
You
my time.
you about to drop a gem?
That's definitely
Come on
me.
with it.
So like when it came to dating people, even though like we got together at 19, when it came to dating people, people talking to me, I was not the one to like. If I like you, okay, let's see what. Okay, you're done. I'm a quick. You're done. You're done.
That's just how you are.
That's just me. That's just me. I've never been like a boy crazy female. Like, I was never that way in middle school, high school. Not that person. So when I got old enough, and then just learn like you date to marry. That was my thing. I'm dating to marry. So I'm being exclusive with this guy. We click. I really like him. He really likes me. We're best friends. We share everything together. We are spending every single day together at one point. Every day. We were not living with each other. But, okay, I'm coming over there. Okay, you coming over here. Okay, we'll meet up on the weekend. We're spending every single day together. We're spending all the holidays together. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Sounds like marriage to me. Sounds very much so like marriage to me. I think that people sometimes forget, like, you may not be married on paper. Y'all may not have proposed, but you're operating in a marriage-like fashion. You know what I mean? There's a point in time where I was working, but not working, and he's working, and I need some money for groceries.
And he got
He
you.
giving me money for. Sounds like providing to me. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So, like, when he said, okay, you know what? I think we need to just go ahead. Like, I was going through something. I was living with my mom, dealing with some things at my mom's house, and I needed to move out, and he was wanting to move out too. And it's just like, what sense would it make for us? For me to go and get an apartment, and you to go and get an apartment, and then we at each other's apartments every day. Like, I get it, you want your own space, but I didn't have my own space. Growing up, me and my mom, she worked nights, weekends, all that. So I was at home a lot of the time by myself. I didn't have space.
Listen, you just went somewhere, and I gotta literally look in the camera with that because that was powerful. If it feel right, if everything is operating in the spirit of a marriage, then why not take the next step? That's basically what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Like, if you helping each other with bills, you basically living with each other. Like, what are you afraid of? Because you're doing everything literally like a marriage anyway.
Definitely pray about it because you don't want to wind up with the wrong person. You
For
could
sure.
be moving marriage ways.
Listen,
and not,
everybody,
that not
listen,
be yours.
everybody not meant to be
Right.
married.
Right,
you know,
right.
let's.
But it was always something different. Like, it was always something different with Trey. Something very special about
that
us.
it factor.
Yeah, I guess you said it. It was always something like special that I really love. And I mean, that's why you love a person for their qualities, them as a person. There's always something that separates them. Whatever their something is, it separates them from everything else. And we had that. So when he's like, okay, let's move in together, I'm like, okay, you got 1 year. I'm not going to be living with you year after year after year. And there's nothing from it. I refuse. I don't want to be that person. That was not for me.
You was serious. You was mature.
So I was like, that's not for me. And then I knew that his values also align with mine. So
I was about to go. How you
Yeah.
know where I was going?
Listen,
Did you agree with that, or did you feel pressured?
No. I'll probably say by the time I was 21, about 21, I knew I wanted to marry her. I just didn't have the financial resources to do it.
So did you have a big wedding, or did a small wedding, or did you have a wedding?
Was it big? Yeah.
people would say that maybe it was big, and people would say that it was
How many
small.
people was there?
It was over 100 people there.
Okay. It was at a church.
It was at a
Yeah.
church.
Uh-huh.
We had our reception at the Hilton. Everything.
Oh, y'all had a full
It was very nice.
shebang.
It was a very nice wedding.
Shout out to the lady.
Shout out to look.
Give her a shout out on the
You the
podcast.
one.
Little lady.
Shout out to everybody. My mom. Shout out to everybody who
Make sure she
made
watch.
that thing, you know,
Yeah.
come together. But yeah, I think for 3 months, him proposing at my graduation, then getting married 3 months.
Cool. So look. All right. They hit y'all with communication, and they gave y'all tactics and gems on what that looks like. Having planned time to sit down and talk about the good and the bad, without arguments. It's just what it is. They literally came in here and started talking about friendship, how important it is to be friends before your marriage and even during your marriage, and what that looks like. Like, have a regular day, right? Like, just have regular days together, right? They talked about growth and development inside their marriage. What does that look like? You want to grow inside your marriage, but you don't know what to do. They said go to retreats, right? They said go to marriage counseling. Listen, I don't know what your spiritual background is, but join somebody church. Get around folk who are married. They talked about all of this. And then they just ended with, if you notice the right person, don't waste time. Don't waste this person's time. Like, if you guys are on the same page and you operate in a space of marriage, listen, the Love Conquers podcast wants to bring dope couples on here to give you gems and teach you knowledge. And I'm learning. I just learned all this from them. I'm not pressuring you to get married, but if you know it's for you and your spouse knows it's for them, take the next step and trust God, right? I'm going to say that on my podcast. Trust God, right? And, take the next step. So I like to, appreciate you guys and thank you. And I like to end all my podcasts with a dope thing that you can take at home, right? And do it amongst yourself. No kids, just y'all two. So it's a little game. I want you guys to face each other when you do it, okay?
Oh, you can do it right
Yeah, do it right now. And so whoever loses has to literally
Oh, man.
pay for the next dinner, buy the next gift, whatever the loser decides that they want, right? So the way that it works is while you're looking at each other, you're going to say, our unity created blah. And you're going to go back and forth. So our unity created kids. Our unity created love.
Well, you can't use that
And so,
words.
and so you're going to go back and forth, and whoever loses or pauses or hesitates or thinks, they owe the other person something. So I'm going to have Chuck kick it off.
Our unity created joy.
Our unity created vulnerability.
Our unity created peace.
Our unity created a safe space.
Our unity created love.
Our unity created happiness.
Our unity created magic.
Uh-oh, somebody. I think she.
Is it? Wait.
Come on, I
do
give you
lose?
4, 3,
Because
2,
you count down.
1, 2.
Please.
My dog. Hey, look, y'all know what time it is. The Love Conquers podcast.